right, after a little bit of a hiccup there, here we are for BiGD Premier League, evening number 2 of round 2. And look, shit, I'm excited. Last night was an absolute ripper of a match, or two pair of matches. We, of course, had NRD and 3 Para face off, and tight like a tiger, it got down to the wire, and, of course, 3 Para came up with the goods. And then the second match last night were I like to take the piss out of him and say Commodore, but the Chimera Holden guys versus the Chimera Legion guys. And yet another brilliant match, and the Legion guys just scratched over the line there, clawed on to that line and hung on for victory. So what a fascinating first night. Tonight we've got an absolute ball terror of a lineup again. The first match, as you just saw in the intro there, is OC and Foy Boys, and that is going to be a colossal battle, I think. I have played extensively with both teams there, and oh, look, I'm really, really pumped for this one. And then, of course, all the lessons learnt for the public and TFK guys from a fortnight ago. And if 3 Para is anything to go by, then the public and the TFK guys are going to come back with real improvements. And so that's going to be another great matchup. With me on the panel tonight, a couple of different people. And, of course, Putang's going to lurk in the background first and help us out where he can. G'day, Putang. Good to see you, mate.
G'day, mate. Good to see you too, mate.
And he's good. He's back from having a durry, so I'm happy with that. I was testing the waters there because I wasn't sure. And now joining us tonight is, I think, Gumby. It's your first time casting with me. Is that correct?
Yeah, this is my first game. I had to go away for the other week. Give you a hand.
No, and I'm really happy to have you here, mate. I know you're going to do a good job and enjoy it as much as we do. And then every session I do like to have a guest, and tonight's guest, well, it depends on how you like to say it. I think I'm going to go with Lotion for the lotion on the skin comments we're going to get. And Mr. Lotion, welcome from the OC clan. Good to have you, mate.
Hello. Good to be here.
All right, what I'm going to do, first of all, while I'm just loading up screens and things, because we're just starting to get ourselves ready for this matchup, talk to me about your battle that's coming up tonight, mates. You're actually going to be in the second time slot because the public and TFK game has been moved to the first time slot. Tell me about that match.
It's going to be hard, I can tell you that.
What are you worried about with Foy Boys, mate?
They're very, very good at looking at a situation and changing their tactics. They won't just forge on with the same thing if it's not working. And so we've got to be malleable and move to counter.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. We're going to get into a bit of that, I have no doubt, in your match when you play against the Foy Boys. And I'll throw it out there early. Wish you luck for that match. Let's have a quick chat about, though, the public and TFK match that's here tonight. And we're just waiting for it now, setting up. So this is Utah Beach. It's not actually what's going to happen. So I'm going to bring up the map for St. Mary-Glees again. And there we are. There's our little map. And, of course, we remember last night we fought over St. Mary-Glees and Checkpoint. For the public and TFK guys, now, actually, what I'll say first is that Gumby and Putang, you guys were, of course, NRD, and were in that battle last night. Gumby, can you tell me about how it went for you?
It was hard. My squad was personally just assigned to try and hold the north flank, and it took us about 20 minutes to take it. And just going off comms, it was just, it was a hard battle. It was great. We got in captured, but still, they just held the ground to the north. Yeah, it was a good fight, man.
And I did see that. We certainly tracked that in the way we were looking at it from the panel side of things, of course. It was a very good match, mate. I will say that. It was brilliant to watch and commentate for. Putang, of course, I think at the start of the match you'd set up that sneaky AT going way up north on the road. Lovely little setup there, and you tried to hold off the enemy as they came in, but they sort of finally got through to you. What were your thoughts of that battle from last night?
It was just a tough battle. We knew 3 Para would have learnt off their last game, and we were preparing for a very aggressive 3 Para team, and we got what we asked for. They came in fighting, man, and yeah.
And they took it all the way to the wire with you, and it could have been anybody's battle. I talked to the 3 Para guys afterwards, and they were exhausted. They were physically and mentally exhausted. Airborne Kiwi being the lead of that particular clan, he said to me, he said, oh, God, we were so like nervous and everything, and it was just the adrenaline was way up, and it was such a hard fight. That's what you want when you're playing in this type of competition. You want to have that feeling, don't you? And did NRD get that? Was that something you experienced last night, Poutine?
Oh, mate, I was so mentally and physically fucked after that game. I was drained.
And Lotion, I think that's something you can look forward to, mate. In about 2 hours' time, we might get you to come back and tell us, see if you can still speak a coherent sentence, mate.
Oh, it's not from the game. All the beers I'll be drinking.
Well,
Calm their nerves.
Beers only help with with bolt action firing, mate. Let me tell you. All right, Rumbo's also not too bad. Okay, so what's happening now is, let's just have a bit of a look here at the time. It's now, it's 5:30 my time, so it's 6 p.m, 1800 hours, Australian Eastern Daylight Time. So I'm going to assume that the match will likely be starting shortly. I'm just going to have a quick look to see if anything's come up on the screen there. No, it hasn't. I probably should get rid of that other map, shouldn't I? And just keep an eye on it. I've got to muck around with the sound here because we've just been working on that panel sound a little bit, trying to get the balance of sound right for the panel to be able to be heard, because I know my voice is pretty loud. And then, of course, when people are shooting and stuff like that, we don't want them to be overruling things. I'm going to bring up the team now, who we've got filtering in for the different sides. And so having a look at the Big D side at the moment, there's a couple of familiar names in there. Of course, Poutine and Lotion. I'll get you guys to be on the Allied side once we do the switch into the game. And I'll be on the Axis side so that we've got different camera aspects for our conversation. A couple of the names there, though. Pooch, Mr. Patax there, folks I've worked with before. Arab, he's super excited for this comp. Blackbeard, Dark Angel, I know those names. So there's a couple there. Kashi, a community character, let's call him that. I told you, Kashi, I'd make you famous. Here you are, mate. That's your moment. You've had it. It's gone. Xiao Xiao, I've seen plenty of times before. Not a bad player at all. So there's a few known Big D players from the public team there. Running across now to the TFK guys, and TFK is a relatively new group, but I have been watching them in the last few weeks. Mr. Chu and Joshua, straight up, are names familiar to me, and I know they can actually do a pretty good job. Fish Sticks, well, he was our MVP in that first round from what I saw, so I'm expecting big things from him again tonight. Yeah, look, not a bad line up there again for TFK, and I think we're going to see some good things from all of the teams here tonight. What are your thoughts there on the two teams, Gumby?
Yeah, no, there's a few of I've noticed Fish Sticks and Hell Destroyer. There's some squad players that I played a bit of squad with and trying to get them into Hell. They're pretty good on their gun. Don't let those low levels, distract you. They hit everything they shoot, which is pretty good. But yeah, there's some good names on both sides. More
than what can be said for me, mate. I may as well throw some weapons at the enemy rather than fire the bullets, because there'll be likelihood for it to go better that way. Okay, the map is changing in 25 seconds, so that means we are about to start. And the first thing that I'm going to say is I'm really looking forward to seeing which capture point is going to be the one for the night. I've also worked out that once the map actually changes and we start in, that's when their timer starts. It doesn't start when the screen drops. It starts when the timer actually kicks over to the new map. So I've got to get that right for our chrono setting so you can see where we are at with the game timer. So I'm just going to punch that up on the screen now. Here we go for St. Mary Glees, and I'm just on another screen trying to get this working. Yep, it's almost there. So I'll get you boys, as I said before, if you could jump on the Allied side and I'll jump on the Axis force, and that'll be good for us. Here's our timer now coming up on the screen, hopefully. There we go. Battle timer is in there. I'm going to set up my armour squad, get myself into the battle. And it's St. Mary Glees again. I mean, you couldn't want anything better for this comp so far, that we've had at least a couple of St. Mary Glees turn up for us. That's a hard point to fight over, and Poutine, that was one that you guys fought over last night.
Yes, it was. St. Mary Glees was the point. Such a hard place to defend. There's so many variables. They can come in from the north, south, east, and west all at the same time. There's just so many hidey holes, so many little roads to come up.
Absolutely, mate.
It's a nightmare.
That is correct. All right, I've got myself squared away with the admin camera here, and I'm just flicking off downrange now. So we'll get ourselves over the middle of St. Mary Glees, and we'll have a bit of a talk about it and what we have to worry about. Now, the first thing that I will say, it's got so many different supply routes coming into it. We did talk about that the other day with the preamble stuff that I discussed, and that was the number of lines of main supply routes that you could use to come in on. And just because I'm feeling confident, I'm actually going to bring out the pencil, lads. I know you're rolling your eyes at me now, but you're just going to have to deal with it. So let's have a bit of a look here. You can see my fantastic looking pencil. So there's the first one. That's coming in that way, and there's the other one that's coming in that way. And as we discussed earlier, the chapel is the key piece of terrain that everyone's going to fight over. So we're going to see on those two lines coming in, poorly drawn lines coming in, that that's where the main body push is. However, if we look carefully, though, at where the two supporting points are, Route to Harris is a lot further back than the cemetery. And I'm just going to try and get zoomed in on that now, get a bit closer to the point and see what we can look at here. So here we are now zoomed in on St. Mare itself. Let's have a bit of a look. There's the church. So the cemetery is a great place to defend, and I would be getting the garrison in there, and then I'd be probably putting that on the south side, and then I'd probably put another garrison up here. For these guys over here, maybe one down this way and one in here somewhere, and that gives them 2 feeder points. Then up the north here is kind of anybody's territory because there's not a lot of cover and it's a well fought over area. We did see a lot of fighting happen down in this area here, right? The pencil's looking a bit dodgy now, so I think I'm just going to put it away. But that's where we did see a lot of fighting the other night. So, look, you know, who knows where that's going to go? Who knows where this match is going to go? One thing's for sure, it's going to be a real rip snorter to see them fighting over. We've got 15 seconds left before the match starts. Who's going to win this? Gumby, who's going to win it tonight?
Oh, it's tough. Well, you want to back the underdog.
Well, technically both teams are underdogs.
But yeah, they are both pretty good, that's true. But definitely got to back the public team. We versed them last week. It'll be good for them.
Right, there it is. Lotion, who's going to win tonight? Don't say OC.
No. I think it's pretty public. For me, there's an advantage here. They can hold those north houses.
Yeah.
You've got control over that north step potentially, and you can be on the cap without being inside the chapel.
What about you, Pootsang? Who's going to win?
I am back in the public team, mate.
All right, there it is. Three for three for the publics. Why is that, man?
It's the way they played against the NRD. I mean, I'm expecting to see some fierce public play, to be honest.
There it is. All right.
They scared us.
Well, I'm on the public team watching them now, so that's my stream, and that's what the viewers at home are watching. You guys are looking at the TFK guys there. So I'm watching 3 supply trucks come in. We've got one top, one middle, and one down south. There's a rough, even spread of it, but I guess they've actually got more north and south than they've got going in on the point. That's an interesting move at the start because that's going to give the absolute massive TFK surge that I'm now watching with the tank supporting it, coming down that main supply route that I did mention. And of course, because TFK started on the right-hand side of the map, so TFK are orange, public team are blue, because they started on the right side of the map, they are getting into the church first, and they are going to be able to set up and take the point first off. So the initial round of the match is gone to TFK for the capture of the point, which isn't unexpected, is it, Pootsang? Same sort of thing as what you guys would have seen last night.
I mean, the USA have a 16-second advantage of getting to point first on St. Mary Glees. So, I mean, public team are probably doing the best thing they could, and they're set up to start attacking.
We've got an optimistic young fella named Fedek. Nope, we just won't film him. He jumped up on a fence and got shot off the fence. Kind of expected that. I was hoping to get there a couple of seconds before it happened, but there we are. Here we go. There's a bit of contact here now. Magical Arab, he hasn't held his goods against Hugo, and Hugo's knocked him down. But Arab's got a couple of mates coming in behind him, and Arab also managed to get an OP up over there next to that truck. So there's a bit of fighting in the north side straight away. Brigadier Fish, this is going to be pretty tight in this area here, so I'm going to try and get in here and have a bit of a look, see at how they go. The TFK guys are sort of holding the line here. They haven't advanced out of that little area where they moved into, and they've been cut to pieces by Brigadier out of the top of the building there. Brigadier is now overwatching that area where TFK are holding, but they are trying to hold and successfully holding the fence line there, which is a popular place to come in. And of course, we saw multiple attacks come from this way last night. for both teams, actually. And eventually it was where 3 Para came in to win the point at the last part. NRD, Gumby, if I recall, you guys were pushing in pretty hard from this area around Fox 5, keypad 7, I guess is what I'm talking about, or keypad 8. You were pushing in pretty hard to the church there all night, weren't you?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, we just tried to push out to the north, which was the hard hurdle to get into first. Once we got in there, we lost the point, and then we were attacking from that point. The buildings make it a lot harder. Well,
Flurp set his MG up now on that one little last jump point, and he's hoping to throw a few rounds down range and see what he can get. No, he's given up on that. You've got to have patience with the MG. He knows they're coming now. He's got it set. He's got the old MG up. But the trouble with the MG, of course, is that once you open up, everybody knows where you are. And you'd be a little bit mad to keep pushing down through that gap now, Brigadier Fish. But he's going to give it a go anyway. There he goes. Well, you know, I don't want to call it a spade, but it definitely was a spade. He put his head around the corner where a machine gun was set up. You should know better, that's all I'll say there. Flurp, though, has shot his rounds off there, and he's probably going to need to move, because if you hang there too long, you're going to get picked off. Potentially. The TFK guys have come back now and sort of covered that area, but they're not pushing forward out of it. So they're kind of holding a bit of a line there. We've got a big push down south. Now, Lotion, I'm not sure if you can see that push down south here for...
I'm watching it.
Yeah, what are they actually up to? What's going on down here? Have we got any garage or anything going up? What's the purpose of this push? Seems to be sort of stalled a little bit.
Yeah, I think they're feeling it out. We've got 2 TFK, 1 TFK guy there now, just sort of feeling it out, seeing what's going on. But big push from the Axis to gain control over the south side. TFK's going to have to address that.
Right, well, that's, yeah, absolutely. So Tracer or Tracer has just been cut down, and so now the public team dominate and own the complete south area. I guess one of the points, there's 2 points I'd like to make here. One of those is about the fact that there's 37 minutes to go. So realistically, who owns the cap right now is kind of irrelevant, isn't it?
Oh, anything can change in the last seconds of the game. As you can see, our game last night, we almost came back, but no,
Yeah, absolutely. And so, you know, as a commander, it's a role I play quite frequently, I wouldn't be too worried right now about who owns the cap point. I'd be worried about getting McGarry set up and starting to really consolidate and get the group organised, particularly being the public team. So there'll be a lot of very good individual players here, but I'm not sure what their practice regime has been to try and get some cohesion. Whereas I'd expect TFK have been trying to work together in squads and things like that. And look, the public guys would probably be doing that as well. But TFK and other clans would have to be taking it to the next level of working together in clan setups. So that's something. But I'm going to throw to Lotion. Actually, I'm going to throw to you first here. There was a strafing one I heard come through just before. Now, we're in the middle of the city and a strafing one was thrown in. Is that a viable tool in this competition, noting the resources it uses? And yes or no, if so or if not, why yes or no?
I think strafing runs, yeah, I would save them for Garys, to be honest, that are under threat. They're worth a lot of munitions, and unless you know you're going to get 5 or 6 or a squad in that running down a 1-lane way, there's other things you can use that resources for.
Yeah, Pootang, how about your thoughts on that, mate? Is a strafing run a viable tool? I don't actually think I heard any strafing runs last night in the 2 battles that were played. I did hear some in Hurtgen Forest when that was played, or Hurtgen Forest, but not last night. Strafing run, yes or no, mate?
It's more of a desperation move, to be honest. You know, getting down to the wire, that's when you're trying to throw everything at the point. I mean, like Loishin said, I'd only use them for clearing Garys, because there's 150 munitions, mate.
Absolutely, mate. And I'm just watching now. It seems that the TFK guys have been gradually pressed out of the point here on all angles. And naturally, the public team is now starting to capture. But what I'm talking about there is up north, there are no longer... Well, Flurp's there, hanging on for dear life by the look of that, because he knows that he's completely surrounded, I think. He's got his MG out, and he's just standing there in a wheelbarrow. Brigadier Fish is walking around again. Oh, Brigadier Fish has taken him down. That's an excellent move, Fishy. Well done. You've actually flanked him, even though he was ready for you. Well done there. There's 2 guys left from the TFK team. They have a spawn wave coming in inside the church, though, but that's not enough. Being inside the church is not enough. You've got to have control of the outside area. There's old Lewis. I think he's still running from the last match. I don't think he ever stopped running, Lewis. He's back here now, but he's a tanker now. There you go. He's actually changed his game parameter. He's sick of running. He said, fuck you, TFK. I'm going to get in a tank and I'm going to be driven around from now on. And so he's in a 76. I think that's a 76. I can't ever tell. How do you tell a 76 from a 75?
76 has a muzzle brake. A 75 has a shorter barrel.
So I think this looks like a 75 then. Is that correct?
It is the medium tank.
There you go. So that's the difference here. What's the muzzle brake? It's the thing on the end of the muzzle, isn't it?
Yeah, on the end of the barrel.
Just for the record, I know all of this stuff from being in the military, but it's nice to have others actually say it. And for the punters at home, sometimes we forget that shit anyway, even if we are. That's and there's a bombing run coming in. Whose bombing run's that? That's a TFK bombing run. They've actually pushed back. They've pushed back well. I think that tank made the difference where the public team was pushing in. Someone's telling me there's a satchel on the north wall of the church here. I can see that in chat. So let's have a look at the north wall of the church and see if they find a satchel. Does anyone see a satchel there?
Well, I'm looking.
There's an AP mine out the front.
I saw a satchel go off earlier. It could have been from earlier.
Oh, that might have been it. There you go. So I might have missed that when I was looking down south talking about strafing runs. Everybody at home's probably pissed off at me now because I've talked about a strafing run and they're all wanting to watch satchels blow up. Let's go into the church area a bit more, shall we, and see what's going on inside. So we've got plenty of people in here. Paddox is out there. So Big Red and Trakura or Tracer are covering that door. The commander's standing inside here writing his memoirs. I'm not sure. He's probably just checking out the map and trying to work things out. Fistix is covering the window. That's not a bad spot. He's up on top of a bookshelf or something. No, that's the confessional. He's on the...
M4.
Another satchel on the north side.
Satchel on north.
Was that Avid PH? Yep, seen. There it is. Padax is running past it. He's lying on the ground next to some supplies. Even though his team put a satchel on the wall, I think he should realise that those supplies would get taken out by the satchel, wouldn't they? Actually,
I think he's trying to defend the satchel.
Okay, well, he's paid for it with his life, and we're going to see how many... Oh, there's a rocket just gone past. That's a... No, I'm not sure what that's at, but there goes the satchel. It's only taken out the front of the building. Flurp got away with it. He was over the other side of the wall there and probably just outside of range. But there's no... Go on, please.
Spicy meatballs just satchel there in 4.
The M4, where's that?
Down.
Tank down.
Yeah, tank's down.
75 meaty.
That's gone as well, has it?
Yeah, that just went boom then.
Spicy meatball, there it is. I flew straight past it. So meatball's now moving in. Good satchel there. Some good satchel work going on. Everyone loves a good satchel. Here we go. He's got the old... Oh, he's taking a bullet to the head, but he's okay. He's taking old mate down, and he's doing a solo push on the chapel. Good luck to him, I suppose. I think his mission was to take that tank out, and he's succeeded. What does that mean now, Gumby? What does that mean now for the public team? I can see they're starting to cap the point again.
Well, they don't have that armour suppressing that road, so now they can push in, hopefully not get gunned down trying to cross the road.
But I'm not noticing any garrisons down in that south area. Is that a deliberate tactic because you don't want to have to deal with people taking them down, or is that an oversight?
Well, by the looks of it, they've only got one garrison both sides. I can't see the other side.
They've got a garrison at Echo 4, a garrison at Delta 5, and a garrison at Echo 5 down on the south side. So there are 3... But they're all west of the point. There's nothing north really or
Allies
south.
have only got one.
Oh my goodness, that's not ideal, is it?
That's not good, no.
We
not even a half track to back up.
Well, for you guys, Putang, that Gary that 3 Para had up north, when you took their South Gary out, that Gary they had up north was the game-winning Gary, wasn't it?
It was, yeah. We took out their South Gary, and all of a sudden they surged from north. It was really good on their half with that Gary placement.
Well, that's something that they'd learnt in that first round, was making sure you had multiple lines of attack so that when one fails, you're simultaneously still pushing in from another one. And so NRD last night surged south to take out that threat, threw a bombing run at it, and you were successful. But the trouble was they were ready to redeploy and come in north, and that meant most of your guys were out of position. And holy shit, I think TFK just spawned their entire team inside that chapel. So let's see what's actually going to happen here, whether FedEx has got the goods to come in here and take out a bunch of these guys. He's running around the side here now, and he's going to try and throw grenades in through the window. Let's see if that actually hits anybody. Where's that grenade going to go? Contact front. Not calling contact front, I'm telling you, there it is. Their grenade, no, it actually went outside. It didn't go in through the window. So lessons learned here for FedEx. Try again, mate. maybe choose the door, but that'll usually be covered. He's actually made it inside now. This is a great little move here. He's gunned down one. He's got about 50 to go. Can he do it? Is the table turning? Not quite yet. He's taken down the garrison, though, but he's going to get shot in the back. No, he's got their garrison. He's going to get taken out by Tracker, but he's taken out their garrison on the point inside the church. That's good work. What does that mean, Lotion? What does that mean for the TFK guys?
You've got no spawns to come in off. You're all trapped in the chapel. It's the worst possible scenario. Surrounded.
Where's their nearest spawn? Where's their nearest spawn?
They've got 2 OPs,
and that's it.
All right.
HQ otherwise.
And I can see here that the Blues, being a public team, are all around the chapel now. They're not getting in it. That's where you really want that satchel that you just mentioned. We've got a few guys down the road here. There's a bit of machine gun fire covering that road now, so that's good. That's a good move there, and he's got, that's Flurp again. He's got support now with infantry on his north, so he doesn't have to worry about his right flank. He can just worry about what's straight ahead of him down that road, and that cuts off the entire road from the public team moving in, and that's a good move. However, they've got control of the south pretty hard here, and is there a garrison back up yet for TFK?
Negative. Oh, there we go.
Then.
Where did they put it? Where is it?
North side.
Okay, so they've probably slapped it up there where I'm looking at a garrison for a public, which is locked, of course, because Hormone Fairy. I can't deal with this. I really can't. Hormone Fairy has locked that Gary out at the moment. They've just thrown a recon over. I think they know it's there. It's marked. It's marked by Pooch. I'm just going to see if I can actually get a visual on it, and see if this bombing run that's coming in takes it out. Where's that Gary gone? There's Flurp hiding on the corner. They think it's here where I am right now. Viper's in there. The public team's really controlling this rear area here. This right-hand side is very much dominated by the public team. Here comes the bombing run. Did it take the garrison out, boys?
Oh, no. Just shy of it.
Took out quite a few of their players, though.
Took out a few of their players? All right, that's good news. Flurp's in the church area now. I can't find that bloody garrison. I'm figuring I must only just be...
It's very well hidden.
I just found it. That is a great location for a Gary. Where are we right now? We are in keypad 9 of Fox 5, and it's just tucked in there, and there's some more of the boys spawning in. So...
got their Tiger coming from the south, and their 76s coming from the east.
All right, let's go and have a look at that quickly, because tank battles are always exciting and fun. I can see that Tiger now. So
They're looking at each other.
TFK, who gets the first shot? As was said last night, whoever gets the first shot is the one that wins. We've got Aussie Blackbeard, Deoxy, and the Dark Angel inside that tank. And there's a round down range. That was a hit. They've seen it, and they've got a good shot on it. I'm getting an angle now. Here it goes. This should be it. They've jumped out. They have no idea where this Tiger is, and there it is.
All over.
They had no idea. That was a great kill, wasn't it? Spawns had come in as well to give it a shot in the arse if they didn't succeed. We've got that interesting scenario now where the right-hand side, so the enemy side for public team is actually controlled by the public team, and I would assume that the north and the chapel, of course, still, and a little bit of the west are controlled by TFK.
Oh,
so
make the run for that Gary in the north.
Who is?
They found the Gary.
They found it.
There it is. Zedax come in on it, and he's got it, and it's down, and he's taken it out, so that's really bad now. I'm assuming now they've got no Gary again?
Yep, no Garys.
They have
supply
3
truck.
outposts.
They've got 2 supply trucks coming in, so...
All right, but where are they? What are they going to do here? Lotion, I'm going to throw to you here right now, mate. So you're in TFK's position right now where you own the chapel and you own the point, so you technically, it's 25 to go. You own the point, you own the chapel, you're doing okay. And but you've got to do something here because you've got no spawn points really except for OPs. What do you do here, Lotion?
Well, I'd be grabbing squad leader, support, get out of the church, head up more Garys. Re-establish sector control because right now you're at the mercy of those satchels again.
Would you believe I've just had Winchy, I'm going to give him a shout out. He's subscribed at tier 1 to my Twitch account. That's just awesome. I believe you're my first subscriber, mate. So I thank you from the bottom of my heart for supporting this stream and what I'm doing here. everything that goes into this stream, from all the guys that are sitting here in this channel, all the media support team, the folks on the side like J-Buds who actually throw in imagery support and stuff for the videos that we do. All of these guys only do this for the community benefit. There's nothing in it for any of us, and so everything that we can do to help the community out, we are very grateful for what the community gives back to us. So thank you very much.
There you go. That actually got a satchel as well, taking it that carry.
And that satchel, was there a satchel on the church, or was that a tank round that just hit it?
The north back side, he managed to run in and get a satchel down after wiping out that Gary. Very good play. And
that took out 50% of the people in the chapel. But what have we got? Oh, God, there's bodies everywhere. Just go to the chapel, guys, and have a bit of a look. It's an absolute massacre inside the chapel.
They've got a rear garrison up, but they're about to get that taken out again.
Goodness
got
me.
one to the north now.
Goodness me. So, well, I'm looking here and I'm seeing the public team are absolutely all over the point, but they're not capping. What's wrong there, Putang? Why are they not capping?
I think TFK haven't split up their squads. They've actually got full 6-man squads, so they got 3 OPs that spawn in pretty much their entire team. I'm not too sure why the public team can't cap. They're just not pushing in together. They're dribs and drabs, one by one. They're planting a satchel on the church, getting plenty of kills, and that's cool and all, but there's nothing behind it. They're not pushing in after that satchel goes off.
Like, it is turning. It's just starting to turn now. So there you go. Maybe they're just killing enough. They've actually started to dominate the north from the angle I'm looking at. So they've got the Tiger on the southeast corner down near the cemetery, where I would hope there would be a garrison for TFK, but I'm assuming there's not. They're putting 88 mil into that church from the southeast corner. They're also dominating up here in Fox 5 now and starting to take that area over, which is vital. They've got a bunch of people still on the southwest corner, which also is important. And FedEx is down there having a bit of a shot off with fish sticks and Chad's come out on top eventually, but they've marked down there that there's infantry to worry about. There's a rocket up the arse of the Tiger. That's going to wake them up and let them know that they're not invulnerable, and they're probably going to have a bit of a think about what's going on. He's put 2 in, Chad, but unfortunately and he's received an 88 for his troubles. But that's
another satchel north on the church.
Another satchel north on the church.
Bedak again. Another
That's be a big one.
There's Pooch's. What's Pooch doing? Is he just? Where is it? Oh, okay, it's a huge satchel. It's taken everybody out in the church. Absolutely everybody, and it's body parts galore again. Wow, that is a great move. So Pooch now dominates the chapel, but they've got to find. You can build OPs in here, correct?
Correct.
So we've got to see if there's any OPs left. Oh, there it is. There is an OP, because it just surged and came in with about 4 or 5 guys. And as you said, they've got a whole squad, and Joshua's squad has actually redeemed the church. His OP fell, but he was able to rebuild it because it had obviously been there a while and his timer was up. Magical Arabs coming in now. This church fight is going off. It really is. It's probably a little bit more gritty than it was last night too, boys. There's a lot more going on inside the church this time. Gumby, have a bit of a chat to me now, mate, if you can, please, about what you're seeing on the TFK side in relation to their repair of Gary's or their strategy that you think.
They've definitely got more than they did for the start of the game. They've got 2 up now, which is always good. They've also got another tank trying to get back into the fight, just to the east, just over by Cemetery.
I just see that now, actually. I can see that, and I'm watching because it's only about 200 yards from the Tiger tank here that's getting repaired by Blackbeard, but I think they still know it's there. Is it marked on the map?
No, the Tiger is not marked, so they're driving blind at the moment.
All right, so
there's a Tiger in the fight. It hasn't gone down yet, but
that's right, and that's interesting because you should have that level of information on your map. You should absolutely always have those types of markers. I can see quite a few markers there for infantry. Spicy Meatball Subs sort of racing off around the back here to see what he can find. He may not spot that American tank that's running off. We'll see what happens. Tomcat's chasing as well. Maybe they do know it's there. I'm not sure. I'm not seeing any markers on the map just yet. They know there's infantry down south, and there's a regular fight going on here at Fox 6. What have we got on the clock there? 19 minutes. It's still TFK's game, technically speaking, for the purposes of the catcher point.
Got the M4 going to come up past the Tiger now.
Yeah.
Well, that tiger is facing... Oh, there you go. It has. It's actually turned around and faced the wrong way. I
They
can
got
see
eyes
it.
on now, definitely.
Having a bit of a look-see here. Let's look at the M4. No, he's driving. Are you sure he's seen it? His barrel's not really on it. There it is now. It's looking. He's got an MG off to the side of him, though, so I'm going to assume... There he goes. One shot in the side.
It didn't pen.
Didn't pen. No pen. All right, the Tiger's having a WTF moment. He's now that's marked. I can see it's marked. Golf Squad's marked it, and India. Everyone's like, no, there it goes.
Kill.
What a shot from the Tiger. And the poor old engineer's run in there and he's gone, mate, that was mine.
Oh no, I saw that first.
I want a satchel kill. Nobbs is recording this shit. I want to be on YouTube, man. That's what he was saying. Who's that? Tomcat would be pissed now. He'd be running for that chapel going, watch this, I will fuck stuff up.
They're holding that chapel really well, I'm not gonna lie. Considering they had no garrisons. The OPs are definitely winning it.
I think that is... Well, I think it's not so much the OPs, it's the OPs as well as the fact that they've got a big spawn wave each time. So what you were talking about there before, about them having a spawn wave, can you talk through that again for us, please?
Their spawn wave of 6, so they've filled up their squads instead of going for the strategy where you have squads of 3 in multiple spawn locations. And having the flexibility in a team to be able to flop from one another's squads to have the better spawning advantage. So they've canned that, and they've gone with, fuck it, we'll get 3 massive squads, and don't lose our fucking OPs.
There it is. I just saw Winchy mention that you guys were still a little bit quiet, and I've got everything maxed out on OBS, so I've just gone in and mucked around with the filters sneakily while Poutine was actually talking to you there. Well played, Poutine. We did well, mate. I can see Tomcat's coming in now at the back here. They've snuck in the back. They've finally got in the back. The public team are actually in now controlling that little front room, and they're controlling it well. And here we go, grenades and all sorts of stuff. That's a terrible grenade. That grenade is right in the corner of the wall, but it's a smoke grenade, so he's lucky. He's lucky that I was completely wrong, because that would have been a devastating outcome. And Brigadier Fish has now pushed in. I'm sorry, Brigadier. You were better than I on that one. Fish Sticks has taken him out from the top of the confessional. I think you'll have a few Hail Marys and a few words to have to say later, Fish Sticks. That was a nasty kill, mate. But Spicy's on the MG. He's ripping the confessional booth up.
Magical Arab coming in from the arse.
There's Magical Arab, yeah, and Big Red's like, oh shit, there's someone there. Have they taken that OP out? The OP's gone. This could be it. This could be the point where the worm turns. That's a cricket term, isn't it? The worm turns. I'm going to have to get one of those little worm graphs here so we can actually have who we think's winning, and then it'll go back, left to right. You know what I'm talking about there? Nobody does.
Public team need to push on point, eh?
They do. They really do. They're starting the cap now. They are starting the cap now. Fish Sticks, though, is having another good round. Big Red has managed to hold out inside here. The problem for TFK is that they do not have a squad leader inside the church. They've got a couple of infanteers of various sorts. Very good ones, no doubt. But the nearest squad leader was Tracer or Tracker. He's got an OP. I assume that's his OP. Way outside in the middle of the cap point. Exposed. That's another satchel.
Tiger's under pressure.
Was that a satchel?
There was another satchel, yes, going off in the church.
I'm just trying to find this Tiger now. I could probably just look at my map. Couldn't I? Right. Yep, the Tiger's got all sorts of AT. Well, if it keeps moving.
Oh, just keep moving.
Oh, the satchel's on the ground. The satchel's on the ground.
It's on the ground.
Pick it back up.
He can't pick it up. Willie, you got to do better than that, mate. You've got probably 10 seconds left. Here we go. Willie's like, come on, man, this could be hilarious. This could be the fail moment of the decade. Willie's still looking at... Oh, he's picked it up. That must have been close. Willie, you've let me down. Oh, he's dead now. It's all for naught. He's been taken out. There's a couple of machine gunners. They're going to have their Rambo moment running across the field behind a Tiger. They can do jack shit to it. There are 3 machine gunners. That's a couple of interesting points right there. The church has been taken, so Meriglis is about to fall into the hands of the public team. That Tiger's dominating down to the southeast. It's holding, but it's got no infantry.
Coming up the arse,
yeah, he's got no infantry. Here we go. Here's the surge on that Tiger. That's I can't read that. I am Jack is racing in behind. That Tiger is absolutely screwed. He's getting shot at. Jack's got to get this.
He's moving.
He could have this. He's got a They've got a commander in there, and the commander has not. That's a bounce. That's a pretty bounce. The commander has not seen the 50,000 infantry run in behind him, so this is going to be bad. But the TFK guys should be told that there's a satchel on that Tiger, and he shot it anyway. Oh, there he goes! Oh, that is a colossal screw-up because the TFK guys have not communicated that the bloody satchel was on that tank. So not only has he wasted an AT round, he's wasted his life. All right, Lotion, tell me what's going on inside the chapel, mate. I'm excited here. The public team have taken the chapel. Talk to me about what's going on in there now.
Oh, you can see they've taken the chapel. They're not putting any OPs as far as I can see inside that shop and no garrisons. I'd assume they're taking sector control to the north and holding that sort of area. They know that the chapel's weak. It is the strong point, but they don't want the same thing to happen to them that they did to TFK with Satchel.
Absolutely. And I just look at the map quickly now and I can see there's a good east flank still for the public team. They've got a couple down south, but I think we will see probably still a few infantry there. But I'm looking at, and this is where the lack of Garys comes in, look how far the TFK guys have to run to surge back in to try and attack the point. With 12 minutes to go, I'm going to take a quick moment here to find out who's the commander on the TFK team, please.
Aura.
Okay, so I've got Captain Meatfingers as the commander on the public team. We've got Aura on the TFK. There is Aura 209. Now, the next thing I noticed there while we were watching critical failures occur in that Tiger tank, they had 3 machine gunners. Could you just give me a bit of a breakdown of what their squads look like, please? How about Pootan? Give us a bit of a breakdown of what their squads look like, mate.
Copy that. So they're able squad. So they got Hormone Fairy as their squad leader. They got a machine gunner along with anti-tank, support, a assault, and the one with the cross. That's another type of assault. I forgot which one that one was.
You know, one day I'm going to remember what these bloody little symbols are. I know engineer, I know machine gunner, I occasionally remember what the assault is, and of course anti-tank. There's a couple I can't remember. There you go.
We've got Charlie, which is Joshua's squad, and he's running with a machine gunner, a medic, a support, anti-tank, and another assault. We've got the dog squad running with Trucer, who they're running with an assault, NG, support machine gunner, and the other assault thingy majiggy that I forgot.
All right, no worries. I'm just doing shouts out to folks that are joining in chat. We've got a hell of a lot of people yet again watching tonight. It's wonderful to see. It is an earlier time slot, so I've had to kick my kids down the road tonight so that I can actually do this. There's probably a few people out there that are doing the same sort of thing. But thanks for everyone for coming along and watching this brilliant night going on here. Brilliant battle. We've got 10 minutes, just over 10 minutes left to go. The time is actually pretty accurate tonight. So 10:53 on the clock. And the public team now dominate this point on the northeast and south in particular. And the TFK guys, well, I'm trying to find where their push is. I've got about 7 people there.
You've got a Tiger in. That's got the M4 almost.
Yep, I just saw that M4 as you were saying that as well, and I'm just trying to find. There's the Tiger coming in up northwest. I've got somebody here running around the back of the point. Who's this? He's a support guy, Hell Destroyer. He's going to need. Well, he needs pretty much anything back there. He's got nobody supporting him. He must have lost his squad at some stage. If I look at this right now, the public team have done the right thing. They've got a Garriott Echo 4, a Garriott Delta 5, a Garriott on the point itself inside the church, or just north of the church. I'll have to have a look at that. Garriott Fox 6, probably put another Gary up behind the point, but they've done the right thing. They've got options. What have we got on the TFK side?
We've got 1 garrison in H5.
Oh, that's absolutely terrible. That's what loses matches, folks. And that's what, when public team have finally pushed in and taken the point and finally broke the really good defence from TFK. TFK have got no answer right now. They really haven't. And I notice where this garrison is at the church, it's just on the north side. It's right near the door, and they've put a shit ton of supplies here, and they've barbed wired the hell out of the area. So expecting that the TFK will approach from the north or northeast, that's now locked off for them to get to easily. And ZAX inside the church with Sheevan, a couple of other guys as well, they'll be able to defend that all day where it is. And that garrison, it's a bit exposed, but that garrison will be able to help them out. They do have OPs inside the church though as well, so they've got a Gary and 2 OPs. That church is locked out. You're going to need a tank and some satchels on that to take him out, or it's GG. And we got 850 to go, and I reckon it probably is GG. Do you think, Lotion, that TFK can bring it back?
I really don't. They've got a few problems. They don't have any nodes, so their commander's completely out of resources. That's why you can see them rolling in a mediums and light tank. They have no carries up, even though they've got a support in each squad. If they're dying, they're relying on those OPs.
I'm looking
without
at...
any...
Yeah, sorry, go on, mate.
Oh, sorry. I was going to say, without any munition, the commander's pretty much useless.
We're just watching the bombing run now. I was flagging that out on the map. So confident of the public team, they put the bombing run over to the east in the red zone. That's how little attack is going on the point. And that bombing run has run straight over a tank. It's woken up Chad. He's definitely aware of the fact that the enemy know he's there, and he's got his eyes down trying to shoot flower butter. But the momentum, this is what NRD did in the first round. If you remember, Putang, you guys pushed the enemy out of the sector so far, and so did OC. They pushed. Well, actually, no, OC were a bit different than that, but. You guys pushed the enemy out of the sector so far that you pushed them back into their own sector, and they couldn't even get out of it very well. Does that sound familiar?
Yeah, mate, that's for sure. We had the public team pushed up against the ropes, pushed up into their own territory. They couldn't get in. And the only way in was their airheads. The
public team right now have done and flipped that strategy around and said, well, we can do that too. And they've achieved that now. Their OPs are forward, even into the red zone, some of their OPs. They've pushed TFK well and truly out. I'm seeing there must have been an airhead. Was there an airhead around the back, boys?
No,
supply truck.
Supply truck.
A supply truck that just blew up. But there is a push. There's 5. Excuse me. I'm dying.
That was the transport that blew up. Supply truck.
Okay, there's 3 back there now, whatever that is. So that must be a garrison back here, I'm assuming. Yes,
yeah,
it
got
is.
A Gary up there.
Good garrison, possibly too late. 6:30 on the clock. This is a little bit of a threat, though, for the public team. Have they responded to it? No markers on the map. The Tiger's gone. Did both tanks just blow up?
Yeah.
Oh, that's classic. Absolutely classic. I'm not sure who killed what there, but all the tanks are out now. Can they spawn a tank in quick enough to make a difference with 6 to go?
Unless you're using recon.
A light tank.
You want something quick to get in.
A light tank would be the go. The squads are possibly back there. Those guys are the actual adjudicators. I'm looking. I can see there's a half track on the back of the point now. That's smart. That's absolutely smart. That's a backup garrison right there. It's a little bit closer than where I said before they should put one, which is perfectly fine because that's a backup garrison on the cap. They have just noticed, though, that there's an infantry attack coming in from the south, and Padax and his crew are actually defending that. They've wiped out the commander and 1 or 2 others. Actually, that whole attack from TFK's fallen on its ass, and now there's Joshua and Flurp. Joshua has got his OP up, so at least he can keep spawning in and doing the attack. I've got some more up here to the north. Not sure who that is. Solo running. Ratzo's running in doing something. Captain Ratzo. Still can't remember what that symbol is. There's a strafe that's just gone overhead. An interesting strafe from Mr. Paddock's side, so the public team. I don't think that hit anybody, nor would it with those buildings. It's pretty easy to not get hit. But here comes a bombing run. That must be the TFK's bombing run. Let's see where it is. Where is it, boys?
They're hitting the church, on the road to the church.
Is that going to do anything?
No.
That's a very
Church
ineffective...
pretty much blocks everything. He got 1 kill.
Got 1 kill, but he didn't take the garrison out because they had no idea where that garrison was. Hell Destroyer's coming in from the north now. He's their only chance to take out that garrison at the moment, although Willie P is coming in around as well. What have we got left? 4:38 on the clock. Look, there's still a chance here for TFK. They've still got enough bodies sort of pushing on the point. And remember, as I always say, if the point's being contested at full time, then it's not full time, it's overtime, baby. And there is a lot of stuff getting lit up now on the point. The APC's lit up, although they just killed Hell Destroyer. Unfortunately for him, he didn't get around to see where that garrison was. Is there anything marked on the map where that garrison is north of San Mariglis? Nothing at all. So they don't know it's there, so that's going to cause them problems. Really good push southwest, though. I must admit this is a good push. Have they got a Gary in close yet? Boys are just having a look.
Northeast, and then that other one that you've seen south.
So they do have that one way southwest, correct?
Yeah, nothing too close. You've got a transport truck north, east. They've got another one up, but it's warm. You've got your bloke, Tomcat, near it.
There's 11 people at the moment, including the commander.
About to shut it down.
Okay, so there's...
I don't think I've seen a single icon being placed by any squad leader of TFK this game.
And that's indicative of where that Tiger fail happened before, mate, where there was a satchel on it.
You got the 76 pushing down at 5-2. Helen on the clock.
Oh, 3 minutes 17. This is tight.
Down.
This is going to go right down to the wire because there are, that's about 8 or 9 people in the back of the point here. Southwest corner has got 8 or 9 people here from the TFK guys, and now they're starting to press the point. All of
Public's pushing out in the wrong spot, yeah.
Public have pushed out. This is the attack problem that public servers have, is everyone wants to go on the offensive. They've actually pushed out a bit too far. Let's hope, public would be hoping that their guys on the point are good enough to stop this attack. And so far they have been. They've shredded the first wave. Magical Arab there pushing out to the southwest now to try and do something. Spicy Meatball up in the tower.
76 getting smashed.
76 getting smashed. I just want to have a look at Spicy Meatball quickly and Wormold here, who are sitting up in the tower with a very, very good line of view, and they can't be touched in there pretty much. So that is a game-changing position. Spicy Meatball sub with his MG there, able to shred anything that comes in from the southwest, which is the only chance. It's the only chance for TFK right now because that's where their bodies are. This 76 that's coming in, that's the 76 with the muzzle brake on it. So we've got, who's in that tank? Lewis, the I don't want to run anymore. Connor and Rogue Tosh. Good. He's coming in. They're all coming in there with the tank. He's getting stuck now. We've got 1 minute 53 on the clock, guys. Is there enough here from TFK? It's very close.
That
Tiger's in a good spot. It's shutting down their attack now from the rear.
Yeah, I can see the Tiger up there on the North Road. Gumby, what else have you got, mate? What else can you see here that TFK can do with 1:30 on the clock?
They really just need to get in south there and try and clear it out. But I don't know. It's gonna be close. That 76 has just got to charge the point, I think, and just make a good.
76 is gone. Absolutely brilliant shot there. I assume from, well, what was it that shot that? Is that the Tiger or was that?
Yeah, Tiger, yeah.
What a great shot from the Tiger. I don't think the 76 actually knew he was there. I think that is going to be game, absolutely, because that 76 was the last real chance. Is that a bombing run? There's a bombing run. No, that's a recon coming in now. That 76 was the last main chance that they actually had to try and take this point. We've got less than a minute on the clock. They're lit up now like a Christmas tree. The public team know that that's where the entire enemy team is. Old mate's in the tower putting his machine gun in. Zhao Zhao's in the middle of the paddock. Fish Sticks is trying to be MVP again, but I don't think he's got enough time left. And there's a tank round to the face just to slow you down a little bit. Chad's there going, come on guys, pull yourselves together, but I don't think that's going to happen right now. I'm pretty sure the public put another round into the corpses. That's what the 88 does, because they don't care about body parts. And they've shut that down completely now. There's nothing left here for TFK. That's going to be game, guys, I think. We've still got about 20 seconds left on the clock. I'm waiting for the GGs to come up from the adjudicators. But this push, this absolute push on the southwest, it's gone. It's gone to pieces, literal and figurative. Really, really, really well done here from the public team to I guess, take their time and rip it apart. And there it is, GG from Deadman. The adjudicators have called it. That's game, folks. The public team have come out on top against TFK after a long, hard-fought battle. And I tell you what, I thought about 15 minutes ago that it was all public and that was the end of it. TFK really gave it a red-hot go to try and bring it back again, but they just couldn't quite do it. It was too linear attack in the end. And the tank crew, I got to say, the MVP has to probably go to the tank crew on the public team, because they really had some game-changing moments there. Poutine, what were your thoughts there, mate?
Mate, their tank was great. This public team and the improvement over the last game against us, this is massive. I can't wait to see them go up again in 2 more weeks.
2 more weeks they're going to have. Oh, I have to have a look at that. I haven't got the bloody sheet open, have I? Let's have a quick look. 2 more weeks' time, and they're going to be actually fighting against Legion, who, of course, had a win last night against their brethren from the clan. We're doing a map change now, so we're getting ready for the next round. Just quickly, Gumby, comments from you on that match, mate.
No, it was great, and that's basically how I think our game went down. We held it solid at the start, probably had a bit more garrisons than they did, but still, bloody hell, it came down to just that tank battle. That 76 probably could have got him out of the mud, but nah, the Tiger just got that shot in and ended their little reign.
All right, mate, I'm just talking to Airborne Kiwi on the side here because he'll be coming to join us next match. Lastly, Lotion, comments from you on that one, mate?
Oh, well played. I think TFK holding the point was a lot more good luck than good management, to be honest. But look, I have to give it to that guy, Zedak, from the public team. He took down that Gary, 2 satchels on the church to clear it before they took the cap.
God, there were some satchels in that match, weren't there? They were throwing them everywhere. It's going to be hard to pick who the hell the satchel of the match was. I think the one that almost failed but didn't, I can't remember the guy's name, where he was scratching on the ground trying to pick it up. He's probably in the running for a bit of a satchel of the match, even though he didn't do anything with it, so good on him there. Hey, lads, we're going to hold the stream just there for now and put on a little bit of a fat filler and take a quick 10-minute break. Maybe less. We'll see how we go with this match when they start filling up with all the players. The next match, of course, is going to be the OC and Foyboy match. This is going to be huge, this one. Be interested to see how this one plays out. Look, well done to the Big D public team. That was a great battle. TFK, commiserations, but you guys fought really hard right down to the wire. I love wire battles, so that's well played, both teams. Really excited to see what comes next tonight. Thanks for watching so far, folks. We will come back and join you in about 5 or 10 minutes, and I look forward to seeing you then.